Hello everyone, I'm Amelia. Welcome to watch the video. Today I'm going to talk about English teachers' strategies in digital game-based vocabulary teaching and learning in mainland China shared by our interviewees. These strategies can be divided into two main parts: classroom teaching strategies and homework strategies. Now let's look at the classroom teaching strategies. They include 5 types. First, let's look at the demo strategies. Although the specific details were not elaborated in the interview, it can be inferred that the demo strategies might involve demonstrating the game or activity rules to students before they start. From my own perspective, I think that there are 5 steps to conduct a demo. Introduction, show the game interface, walk through the game mechanics, involve students in the demo, and summarize key points. When introducing a game to students, it's crucial to explain the game's objective and highlight the game's relevance to the learning material. Secondly, we need to display it on a screen or projector and point out key elements. Thirdly, when walking through the game mechanics, we should give students a step-by-step demonstration, explaining the rules and showing different scenarios. What's more, during the demo, pause and ask students questions about what they see and understand. And after demonstrating the basics, invite a volunteer to come up and try a few steps of the game. Finally, at the end of the demo, summarize the key points covered and allow time for students to ask any remaining questions. Next, we have grouping strategies. One approach is heterogeneous grouping. When forming groups, we should include students with different levels. For example, a group should have a good student, an average student, and a poor one. This way, students can learn from each other. Another strategy is the group PK format. In this format, students take turns to answer questions in a limited time, such as 2 or 3 minutes. Each student in the group has their own questions to answer one by one. Classroom management strategies are also important. When students get too excited, we must encourage calmness and remind them of our classroom rules. And when selecting students for games, we should choose based on their participation and improvement, focusing on those who are attentive, usually quiet, or showing progress. Thirdly, if there's an issue with the game, pause and explain the selection process to ensure fairness. Finally, promise those who miss out on the game this time that they will be first in line next, or find another opportunity for them to join to address student frustration. These classroom management strategies help us maintain a positive and productive learning environment. The fourth type of classroom teaching strategies are teaching segment arrangement strategies. When arranging teaching segments, we should insert game segments after completing a certain amount of teaching content. For example, after learning 5 words, we can insert a game. And the lesson should alternate between traditional exercises and digital game-based activities to keep students interested and motivated. Lastly, choosing the right games is also essential. We should select games based on teaching goals. For instance, we use memory games to help students remember how words go together and those longer words make up of smaller parts. We also use selection games to help students tell the difference between words that sound alike and have easily confused meanings. Now, let's move on to the second part, homework strategies. One strategy is to make the game-based homework optional and combine traditional assignments with electronic ones. This satisfies the needs of different students and parents, avoiding conflicts arising from electronic assignments and reflecting the inclusiveness of education. It also enriches the forms of homework and improves students' homework completion rate and learning outcomes. The second type of homework strategies are rule and instruction strategies. First, we should provide clear instructions to both parents and students. This includes details about the homework, the software to use, expected duration, and the reward system. Second, we can implement a lockdown mechanism to keep students focused. This restricts them to the designated screen during homework or game sessions, minimizing distractions. Lastly, we should promote healthy competition. By emphasizing the competitive aspect of game-based homework, we motivate students to engage multiple times to enhance their rankings. Parent-teacher cooperation strategies are also important. Informing parents about homework is crucial. We need to make sure they know everything about the homework, such as why we are using this game, what software it is, how long it should take, and what rewards the kids can get. We should also encourage parental involvement. Parents can help their kids by setting aside a special time for homework and making sure they are doing it the right way. The last type of homework strategies are homework duration strategies. We need to allocate reasonable time for homework. The homework should be something kids can handle and stay interested in for a short time. For younger kids, it should be about 10 to 15 minutes, and for older ones, maybe up to 20 minutes. This helps to balance learning and fun. That's all for the video today. Thank you for your watching. Bye.